Welcome, welcome, welcome. How do you start anything in life? For instance,
going outside of
okay.
outside and
Okay, you're just giving. It's true though. The stork delivers you to your parents. That's how everything in life gets started. But we're not here to talk about
storks.
Yeah. We want to talk about why we decided to start tracking everything we spend. Maybe partly because of a control thing, but it's also curiosity.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, you know how it is with money. It's like you got it, and then the next day, where's it all gone to? So that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to dig in and start tracking how we're spending, so we know at least where our money is going to.
And we started in, I'd want to say 2017 or 2018. Yeah, around the beginning of the year, and it was kind of archaic.
Yeah, we just used basic spreadsheet.
Every little thing would have to be typed out. Okay, we spent $1 on a pack of gum here, and it didn't work. It just wasn't very practical. It became too much.
It became too tedious, and also it's just not very user-friendly in my opinion.
Yeah, and there's so many apps out there too for more than like hookups and stuff. So we figured, well, I mean, that's what the apps are.
I thought you mean about finances, and I said, yeah, like, okay.
You would know. But like, there's so many apps out there now, too, and the hard part is finding a good one that's actually free, too, because when you could just create a spreadsheet, as annoying as it is, you don't want to have to pay a monthly price.
To get the features that are good, but there are a couple of free stuff there, like you could get the free mint or every $1.
Yeah,
but it didn't really fit our needs as well. Like there are more stuff that we're looking for. Like we want a lot of categories to start with, and like the visualization features too are not present in one or more of those apps. And the big thing that we want an app that doesn't automatically ask us to connect to our bank accounts, because it's more of a, I guess, security concern. We just want to avoid that step of linking our bank accounts, right?
Yeah, it just seems unnecessary to have everything linked into one place.
Connecting to our credit card, sometimes it doesn't even get the categories correctly. For example, you spent, I don't know, what do we buy? Like a
cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots in Walmart, and it's gonna categorize that as
fun.
No, it's like, I don't know, house grocery, or
who eats a cowboy boot? Who eats a cowboy boot? That was what we were thinking. Who would eat this?
Like sometimes the automatic categorization of these apps could be so inaccurate. That's way over the top, that cowboy boots example. But yeah, it doesn't really fit my needs or his needs or both our needs, so we ended up not using any of those. But we do use an app now currently.
And it's not a perfect app. I think the one downside to it is, well, first of all, what is I have no idea what it's even called.
It's called, I think, Money Manager.
That sounds right.
It's very generic as well, the name, because if you search for Money Manager in the Play app or the Apple Store, there's gonna be a couple that's gonna pop up. Money Manager, Expense and Budget, and it's developed by Realbyte Inc. Yeah, what do you like about the app?
Well, let's start with what I don't like about it, because I'm a negative person. Is that you can't be shared for free. At least, is there a paid version where you could share it to my phone too, or does that not even exist?
It doesn't exist. There's no multiple user login options.
But you can share it with a link to a desktop computer, which I prefer anyway. I wouldn't want to be typing out everything on my phone.
I contacted them about it and say it's still in the works, so it's gonna come soon. But currently, yeah, you can't sign in multiple devices to your account. You could only sign in your phone where you have the app, or connect to the same network in your desktop. So yeah, that's one major downside. I think for me, that's the only downside, honestly, for the app. But the fact that they're working on something works for me. I'm not like using another app in the future. I'm not thinking about it, at least.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's not flashy. There's not a lot of graphics in it, which frankly a lot of the apps spend too much time doing. It seems like it could have came out in 1995 if cell phones were a thing back then.
It looks more modern than that.
1995 and a half. It's simple though. It's just not unnecessary parts in it. It's easy to navigate even if you've never had really a tutorial on it, which you gave me just a quick sample, but it's easy enough to click around and you're not gonna make a mistake and accidentally delete your last 6 months of expenses. And even the desktop version is very simple to do. It's easy to update things.
Visualization wise, like a simple pie chart really, but it gives you a lot of insights about where your money is going. And there's also unlimited categories that you could use in the app, so you could customize it as much as you want. I think right now we have over 20. We just really want to be like
anal
and granular about our categorization.
No, but it's not as simple as just going into the app, because a big problem we found with tracking your expenses is that after you go to 3 or 4 stores, you have all these receipts, you have things in your bank. It's kind of annoying to come home after the day and just sit there putting everything into an app.
Sometimes it's just too overwhelming to come home and like log everything directly. And we almost stopped tracking just because it got overwhelming at one point.
So we have one first step. That's the old school. I went back in time, way before 1995. So every time after we have any expense, unless it's like an Amazon purchase, you'll just throw that in right away. I'll take a receipt right away, or I'll put it to the side, and it'll just be something I'll do in the next day or two. Break down, if we go to the store, we buy things that belong in more than one category. Just track it, and you know what? It doesn't need to be completely accurate with the taxes. Like, who cares about that stuff? Just divide it. You care about that stuff, but no.
Oh, okay.
Don't get obsessive.
The taxes in the receipt. I guess I thought you meant like taxes in general. You don't have to.
I mean, if they come knock and answer the door, but don't worry about it. They got so many other things. No. If you go to the grocery store, you buy some food, some toiletries, things that would go into other categories, and there's 20 cents worth of tax on it, and you can't figure out on the receipt what it means. There's X's, there's N's, there's O's, there's T's. The T doesn't mean tax. Just throw it into one of the categories. It's gonna even out. You don't need the added stress. You're already tracking your expenses. You're getting a good idea of where you're spending too much money, where you could possibly spend a little bit more and not feel guilty about it. But yeah, I find it to be simple the way we do it. I do my part. I write it down on a little piece of paper. Then every Sunday,
Every Sunday, either I move them all to the app using my phone, or I let Timmy connect his laptop to the app so that he could put it in the app just through a desktop.
It takes only a few minutes and it's available right away, so you really can see where all of your money is going, and it can put income in. Too. You can see where you're positive, where you're negative overall. So it gives you a nice picture.
It really gives you a nice weekly, monthly, yearly, or even like a period spanning 2 years, or whatever period you want to customize it.
So one final question for you. How long do you think you're going to continue tracking your expenses? Is this a lifetime thing?
Well, ideally, yes, if you help me with it. If it's just me, I don't know. I almost like quit at one point.
Don't worry, baby, I got you. So that's how we track our expenses. Why we I almost said attract our expenses. That would be something. If I could attract expenses, that would be bad. That would be bad.
That's not good at all.
If I could attract income. Yeah, I'm Tim.
I'm Jenny, and this is
Practically Humans. You have to call me every 5 minutes if you're not around. I'm constantly having to check on you. You can't even go to the bathroom without me in the room. But that has something to do with something completely different from my childhood.
We could just stop there.
It's too for me. You're just giving vulgar now, I mean.
Okay, let's do it again.